Welcome guys, I'm HOJ, and in today's video we're going to be doing some fun games here, hopefully, with a deck I've been building kind of by popular demand, some of you guys commenting. I really enjoy it. It's the Temur Elephants deck. So this is not a serious, at least not yet, serious standard deck, but just kind of fun to sort of try to build fun creations. And before we get into today's video, in the comments, or excuse me, in the description, you're going to see all of my playlists, including Best of One Standard events, Qualifier Weekend events, Sealed events, and just all my ladder events in Best of One Standard. If you want to check any of those out, there's also going to be a full deck list for this deck, as well as the full win rate statistics on untapped.gg. There'll also be a link to my other channel where I'm a science fiction, fantasy, and writer. And lastly, a link if you would like to subscribe to my channel, if you like this content and you want to see more. So let's get into the deck. Since the last time, so the whole point of this deck is to have fun with the Roar of Endless Song Temur card, to create a bunch of elephants and swing in for the win. This is the third iteration of the deck. I'm trying to make it a bit more consistent. Originally, I had a whole bunch of I guess in the last version, a bunch of adventure cards to try to kind of get fancy or whatever, and it wasn't working. So in this version, I'm opting for more of kind of board wipe removal for the most part, and then a little bit of targeted removal, a lot of ramp, and a lot of elephants, hopefully. So this deck has an average mana cost of 2.9. There are 26 lands, and the top end here is a Roar of Endless Song. So if you haven't seen it, it is a 5 mana enchantment, which is a saga, which is 1 green, blue, and red, and then 2 other. And in the first 2 steps, it creates a 5/5 green elephant creature token. And then the third step is to double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. So it'll go through 3 steps over 3 turns. And what we have to kind of go and find that, we have 3 copies of Terra, Magical Adept, who is a 3 mana legendary human wizard warrior as a 4/2, 1 red, 1 green, and 1 other. And when she comes into play, she mills 5 cards and then put up to 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand. And then, so you can use that to go and find Roar of Endless Song. And then she has an ability, Trance, so you pay 1 red, 1 green, and 4 other to exile her and then return her to the battlefield transformed under your control as a sorcery. And then when she transforms, she has 3 steps where she creates a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment. It gains haste, and then if it's a saga, put up to 3 lore counters on it and sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. So this is really good with Roar of Endless Song. You make a bunch more elephants. You can choose which step you want to start it at, whether you want to make it more elephants or double their power and toughness. It can get kind of silly, so that's sort of the plan. And then at her 4th step, she kind of comes back into play on the other side. So this is a match made in heaven. I really hope we can get it going. The other cards we have 4 copies of Oblivious Bookworm, which is a very good value card. It's 1 green, 1 blue, and it's a 2/3 human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card, unless a permanent entered the battlefield face down under your control this turn, or you turn a permanent face up. And since we don't play any of those permanents, we just get to loot at the end of every turn, which is kind of amazing. This is also good because it fills up our yard, which leads to our 3rd threat, the Scouring Stormsoul. So this is a 2 green and 1 legendary creature, sand elemental villain, which has power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. So with 26 lands, it's going to get big. It can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less. And then it also, if it's in your graveyard, you can pay 2 green and 3 other to return this and target land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So you also have to have a land in your yard, and so that's why Oblivious Bookworm is kind of good at finding it and then putting lands in the yard so you can make sure you can return it. Terra is also great at filling your yard with lands and potentially the Scouring Stormsoul, so that's sort of a nice combo. Then we have 4 copies of Ill-Timed Explosion. This also fills our yard, which is kind of cool with the Scouring Stormsoul. But you draw 2 cards so it's 1 blue, 1 red, and 2 other. It's a sorcery. You draw 2 cards, and then you may discard 2 cards. And then when you do, Ill-Timed Explosion deals X damage to each creature, where X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way. So hopefully, we have a big creature or some elephants, and we just kill everything else. Or we can just kind of dig to try to find our other pieces. And then we also have 3 copies of Pyroclasm. It just is a necessity against kind of aggro that's out there, just kind of helps sort of buy time to get elephants going. And then for our acceleration, we have 4 copies of Clifftop Lookout. So this is kind of cool because it's a 1/2 reach Frog Scout for 3 mana. It's 1 green and 2 other. And when it enters the battlefield, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. And it can be any kind of land, not just basics. And then put that card onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this is really good at finding our non-basic lands and also just accelerating us a turn. Play this on turn 3, and then hopefully on turn 4 we play Roar of Endless Song. Same thing with Summon Fenrir. This goes and finds a land on its first step. It's an enchantment. Saga Wolf is a 3/2 for 1 green and 2 other. So step 1, you go and find a basic land and put it into play tapped. And then step 2, your next creature spell that you cast enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. And then step 3, you draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. So Terra can go and find Summon Fenrir, which can then get us more lands, which is kind of cool. The other card we have here is Frostcliff Siege. I only have 1 copy right now. I'm not sure if I want more, but this is a way that we can give all of our elephants both trample and haste. So it's an enchantment for 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 other. And when it comes in, you choose either Jeskai or Temur. If you choose Jeskai, whenever 1 or more of your creatures deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. And then for Temur, creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste, which is kind of nice with all of our big elephants. You could also use Garruk's Uprising. That's another enchantment, which I decided not to go with. And when it comes in, if you control a creature that has 4 or more power, you draw a card, and then it gives all your creatures trample, and whenever you play a creature with, or whenever a creature enters with 4 or more power, you draw a card. So it's a nice kind of way to kind of get some card advantage. I just chose to go with this instead. And then we have 4 copies of Bushwhack. Bushwhack is 1 green, it's a sorcery. You can either go and search for your 1 basic land, reveal it, and put it in your hand, or you can have target creature you control fight target creature you don't control. So if you have elephants, you have your elephants punch someone. If you don't, you can go find land to help get to the elephants. And then for the land, I don't have all of the shock lands, so I don't have like Stomping Ground or Breeding Pool yet, but I do have some of the verges and the sanctums. Basically, I have sort of a mishmash of land here. We end up having, let's see, I want to say, I think it's 16 sources of blue, and let's see, what is it? 19 sources of green, and 16 sources of red. So mostly green, so we can go and find all the other land, and then 16 of each other color to make sure we can cast our spells. We also have 2 copies of Mistrise Village. This helps us force through our Roar of Endless Song. This can tap for blue, and then you can pay blue and tap it to have the next spell you cast this turn be uncounterable. So making sure that our Roar of Endless Song actually resolves is pretty cool. We have 3 Frontier Bivouacs, which is the tricolor land to sort of help out with all 3 colors, 4 copies of Multiversal Passage, and 3 copies of Starting Town. And then 2 Sanctums, which come in if you have 2 or fewer other lands untapped, 1 Willowrush Verge, 2 Thornspire Verges, and 3 Spirebluff Canals. So you can kind of mess around with the land. If you have the shock lands, you can probably make a better set of lands to use. This is what I've got. And let's go ahead and get into the games. We're going to do 3 sort of fun games today. They're not going to be ranked or a event for today. I'm still sort of trying to tweak this deck and learn more about it. But I wanted to show you guys because it is a fun deck, and let's get into it. But mostly just, you know, the whole idea of casting big elephants is super fun. All right, we've got our Roar of Endless Song. We have Mass Removal. We even have the Haste and Trample and a Pyroclasm. So I'm happy to keep this. We've got a bunch of land. We are on the draw, and Llanowar Elves are going to be a prime target for our Pyroclasm. So we'll start with the Frontier Bivouac. The title is kind of a riff on the AC/DC song Back in Black, so I decided to have Back in Bivouac. Yeah, I like bad puns, yeah. All right, let's go Spirebluff Canal, and then Pyroclasm, get them out. If they have Snakeskin Veil, it's a little bit awkward, but yeah, they do, unfortunately. But at least slows their mana down a little bit. We can try again on turn 4 for Ill-Timed Explosion. And I think with the elves, we will probably want to. So they could hit us for 8 here. Guess they're just trying to set up like a bigger turn. So I think now we want to go for Clifftop Lookout so we don't just die, because they might be able to 16 us. This way we can make sure we get another land into play, set up for Ill-Timed Explosion. So hopefully we can survive this next turn. I guess we will see. But yeah, as you can see, all the board wipes are super necessary. Ooh, this could be a lot of damage. 4, 8. Oh god. Is he gonna go to 32? Oh no. No. Not like this. Yeah, alright, we're dead. Well, we tried. I liked our hand, for what it's worth. But I think that, like, board wipes are probably more useful for our slots than targeted removal, just because we need to be doing so many other things that just, like, wasting time on individual removal is probably not really our speed. Obviously, like there, if they didn't have Snakeskin Veil, we'd be in a much better position, but they did. All right, opening hand looks fine. We've got stuff to do. We have, let's start with the Bivouac, and then we can start bushwhacking for land if we need to. I like that the Scouring Stormsoul is kind of like recurring removal, which is great. Or a recurring threat, I should say. I'm kind of curious what they take here. I feel like Pyroclasm is probably pretty bad against this opponent. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. I guess let's just double Bushwhack. See, what do we want more of? Probably more green mana. Question is, do we want a double Bushwhack or like save a Bushwhack in case like they have some sort of threat we have to deal with? I mean, we've got land for the next 2 turns. I think maybe we just hang out with it. Okay, I guess they're gonna go for something. Yeah, this way we can try to bushwhack the bat. Never mind. We could go for Stormsoul here, but I like sort of accelerating. This way, if we draw into like Roar, we're in a good place for Roar next turn. Creature's pretty good. Ooh, there's the Bushwhack. That's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and place Scouring Stormsoul. Comes in pretty big, and hilariously the Preacher cannot block it, so that's fun. Let's see, the problem is it fights the thing. I guess we can see, do we have any land in here? Not yet. All right, so I guess we just have the Fenrir punch the bat. But yeah, I think we just hang out with our Bushwhack and let them do their thing. Ooh, Frostcliff Siege is kind of fun. All right, let's draw some cards. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We could have played a land there for one more damage. Ooh, Bookworm is nice. And now we want to start discarding land so we can get back the Scouring Stormsoul to kill it. If they make a demon, we just punch it. Okay, another Preacher. They can't block with these guys, so... Alright. Okay, let's bring back the Scouring Stormsoul. Probably more green. And then I think we want to discard this forest here. No, we could punch something, but maybe I just want to find more land to discard. I guess we can hang on to this for just a moment in case they decide to make that demon. This way, if they keep killing it, we keep bringing it back. Going for it, we get to punch a demon. All right. So how do we want to do this? We've got a bunch of land. Let's go for the Lookout to get some more land. And how about a Fenrir also? And let's punch a demon. land to toss. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, this Scouring Stormsoul is pretty good in this deck for sure. Alright, let's kill a bunch of these guys. I don't know if they can kill us. Maybe they just get us here somehow. I'm not sure what their plan is. Okay, he's coming back, I promise you. Hack those odds. Sure. Alright. Get some elephants going too, which is pretty fun. Can we do both? Do we have enough land? We don't quite have enough land. I think Scouring Stormsoul is better here, sadly. Does he come in tapped? Oh, you know what? We could just make an elephant and then attack with it. It does have tramples, that's worth noting. So I think it's a 5/5 because it's not affected by the Fenrir. I think we're probably supposed to make the elephant here, actually. And then probably also the bookworm. Oh, you know, we forgot to give things haste and trample. Oh, that's a mistake. Yikes. I thought we had the other version of that. Okay, that was my bad. I guess we just sit. We want to probably discard that, I think. Actually, let's discard the Bivouac instead. Oh, he gets a bunch of bats. That's awkward. I might have screwed us up here. Okay, so we have to block here or we die. Let's see, Bookworm. Actually, let's do it this way. Bookworm kills their, or this kills the 2/4. Yeah, I think we needed this to be haste and trample. Or get this back a turn earlier. So that was my mistake. Oh man, there's another roar. That's so cool. Didn't quite get there. Yeah, because they just kill us in the air. Alright. Third time is the charm, hopefully. Yeah, I had fun. 0-2. Can we make number 3 go our direction? We'll see. But yeah, definitely put it in the comments if you have other ways you would change the deck or how you would rebuild it. It's just kind of fun. Not to be taken super seriously. Okay, we got good stuff. We have a bunch of removal, a bunch of ramp. Just need to find our money cards. Got elves waiting to die. Let's go for red here, I think. We're gonna, I suppose, wait a turn on the bookworm, but we get Pyroclasm going. Hopefully they don't have Snakeskin Veil to like make us sad, which would be very sad. Wait, let's get the Sanctum here. Boom! No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't have it. Not today. They've always got it. Always, always have it. We'll be back with Ill-Timed Explosion. We might be back. Maybe not. All right. Let's see. Let's get probably Fenrir here, I think. Let's get some blue. Well, the good news is I don't think they're killing us this turn. Bad news is we can't kill their Chocobo anymore. It's a little bit too big. So this turn, I think we can try to set up like Explosion plus Bushwhack to maybe get there. I think this turn we Bookworm plus Lookout. Ooh, there's a roar. Okay. Don't think we need 2 explosions. What is this guy? Chocobo, yeah. See, actually we're at 10, so we don't need it yet. I suppose they can give it Trample if they have Overprotect. I think we actually take the hit here. Although maybe we're supposed to block and Ill-Timed Explosion. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we should have. Because if we block, it's an 8-9. Good lord. All right. Oh my god, it's doubles the number of creatures? Good lord, that's terrifying. No choice here. Okay, we gotta go for the roar. And I think we might need to hang on to this to discard. Oh, you know what we have? We have the elephant, or we can punch the Sats, whatever it's called. Don't have enough mana now, but we don't want these counters to double. Oh my god, that Chocobo is so big. Oh, it's not looking good for our heroes. Okay, we kind of have to Ill-Timed Explosion here. Yeah, I mean, Terra would be fun, but we need to... let's see. We need to take those creatures out. Okay, gotta draw a blocker. Let's see, it's a 10, 11. So yeah, we can't even double block it. Just gotta keep drawing blockers. No, not the Bushwhack off the top. Oh, it wasn't meant to be. All right, unfortunately, we went 0-3. Well, we had fun. I had fun. Anyways, you know, every once in a while it's kind of fun to brew. This is not a serious deck, but it is just a little kind of fun to sort of try to build around a card that's kind of fun like this. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like my content and you want to see more, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.